every single moment is the supreme moment of complete, wide open spaciousness that's never been tied to anything, completely open, pure space that is entirely restful and filled with an energy beyond anything that can ever be cooked up through points of view and taking them to be real. And all this is not something that requires exertion. Look at this. It's all completely relaxed, no matter what it is. Even a nuclear blast is completely relaxed. It comes from space, is comprised of space, and returns to space, and is space all the while, completely relaxed. So what does that have to say about everything else? These powerful urges and surges, they just are whatever they are. They come and they go. And their label, even though it is vivid and distinct and clear in so many ways, there's nothing there but space. There's never been anything independent that's existed anywhere. It can't be found to be so. Many of us can spend our whole life on trial for our points of view. You know, it's just like we're in a courtroom our entire life, and we're on trial for our points of view. We're sitting up there in the witness stand. We're on trial. This could kill us. And we look out and we see that, wow, the prosecutor looks just like us. And so does the defense attorney. And then we look at the jury and they all look like us too, like in the Matrix, you know, where there are 10 million Neos. And we look at the judge with one of those foolish little wigs, and the judge looks just like us too. But you know, we're always completely exonerated because none of these points of view, including that of a personal identity, has an independent nature. And it's just like, if it did, then it would be very real during all states of our day, waking, dreaming, and sleeping. But we go to sleep at night and all there is awareness with no idea whatsoever of a personal identity or any other points of view. We need this rest desperately, the rest from taking all these points of view to be real. And when we wake up as the spaciousness of wide open awareness, inclusive of all points of view. And we can carry that complete ease and restfulness with us no matter what appears. Now, you know, at one time in my life, I faced this incredible negativity where no matter what I didn't have any positive points of view. There were only negative points of view. That's all I could see. Everywhere I looked out there and everyone, you didn't look very good. I didn't want to have anything to do with you. You know, I'd lost all of my trust in everything because I had had this dramatic and traumatic assault on my physical body, and I had completely lost trust in everything. Everything I had believed as being good, right, that would uphold me all of my life. I saw that even though I had had many good acts in my life, they led nowhere. You know, they led to this. No matter what I had tried to do in my life, and I had accomplished a great, great deal as a young woman, no matter how good I had tried to lead my life, it had resulted in this. So, you know, I looked out, and when I looked out, I didn't see anyone I trusted. And I books, they meant nothing to me anymore. All the ideas I had ever learned, I didn't trust any of those either. I saw that they came from nowhere and they led to nowhere. And when I looked inside, I couldn't find anyone in there who was in control. There wasn't anyone in control. All these thoughts and emotions that were overpowering and negative in every conceivable way, they didn't only seem to be in here, but out there as well. So I not only felt fear, like that horrible gripping fear, but paranoia. I don't know how many of you have ever experienced that paranoid fear of just not trusting anyone or anything. And I thought, wow, I don't think I want to go on like this. This doesn't look good. I'm a young woman. What if I feel like this the rest of my life? This doesn't seem like it can lead anywhere very good. And I felt completely hopeless and powerless. No philosophy could serve as a Band-Aid. None of the other antidotes I'd learned could serve as a Band-Aid, like to have a drink of alcohol or to take a drug or to search for someone to support me in some way. Everything people said to me sounded totally hollow. And I thought, everything I've heard from people all of my life, it hasn't gotten me through this situation, so everything's to me seemed to be a lie. Like all the best ideas I had learned had gotten me to that point. And I could see all of this very vividly. And I felt completely hopeless and powerless. Yet in the midst of that, what occurred to me within my very own awareness was that all of these things that were appearing, that no matter what they looked like, they had the same underlying basis. No matter what they were, no matter what the label or description was, no matter what the appearance looked like, all the different people involved, myself, all the labels I applied to everything, but it all had the same underlying basis that was its entire basic space, that nothing that appeared, no matter what it was, had an independent nature. No matter the points of view that I thought about myself or about anyone else in this devastating circumstance. So I noticed that with that, I had a choice with everything that appeared to either rest as that relief that was the entire basic space of the appearance, or to cling to the label and try to prove that all my labels meant something, that all these points of view really meant something. So I could continue the frustrating, dauntless task of living a life of trying to prove that everything was real, or I could choose the relief that is the entire space of all appearances. So I chose the relief. Over and over again, I chose the relief. When my own ideas about what was going on would come up, I chose that relief, to rest as awareness, to rest as that complete relief. And when lots of other people's ideas came up and said, oh, that one, they're bad, they're awful, this is horrible, this is a terrible thing, this, that, and the other thing, I thought, well, that may be one way of looking at it, but it's not the only way. There are lots of ways to look at this. It all depends on what beliefs they're held to. That's all it depends on, what beliefs they're held to, and what kind of, what do I really want? Do I want all these beliefs of myself and others, or do I just want what the relief is that is the basis of everything? So you see, this is how I know that it's possible for everyone, no matter who you are. No matter who you are and no matter how negative your circumstances might be, whether you've done horrible things in your life or great things, or like all of us somewhere in between, I just invite everyone to get to know the true nature of reality and to return to that again and again, as much as is needed by yourself and everyone else. If we take it as a personal endeavor, something to just make our own life better, then we can attain a very limited kind of mental freedom. But if upon attaining that limited mental freedom, we continue to rest without attaching to that mental freedom as being something, then we'll find an expansive space of wisdom and super intelligence, supreme intelligence, peaceful intelligence, wise intelligence, the power to be of tremendous benefit. If we're willing to not even hold to that idea of personal mental freedom, beyond that is explicit freedom.